Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Talk podcast. So, today I want to talk about why do women lie to themselves and to each other. And this is nothing new. This is quite common, unfortunately, that we as women, we have this bad habit of sugarcoating or actually just lying to ourselves and to other women. So my question is, why is that? Is it because we don't want to hurt someone's feelings? Is it all about feelings? Well, for sure, feelings are involved in this situation because I can see definitely that it is hard for someone to tell someone else the truth, knowing that it might make them feel a certain type of way. But this idea with making things all about feelings is kind of getting out of hands, because how can I help you get to the best place that you should or you could be if I'm not being honest to you? People are so caught up with their feelings, not recognizing that it's something that comes and goes. You can feel good one moment and feel very bad the other moment. It's not your steady, fixed reality. And a lot of the times we are so consumed about how we feel that we tend to ignore what is actually going wrong. And if we would do it the other way, putting much more focus in what is going wrong and trying to tackle that and make a change long term, I would argue that we would actually feel better. So I get that. On one hand, you don't want to make another woman feel bad, when it comes to, oh, how do you look? Your body, are you obese? Maybe you should lose some weight. Oh, girl, the way you're dressing is not the best. All that stuff. I get it. It might be uncomfortable, but is that a valid reason for us to keep pushing things that are actually going wrong, that are not beneficial for that person or for any one of us in society? I don't think so. One other reason that I see why women are not able or willing, let's say willing, because we are able, we just don't want to do it a lot of the times, to be honest to each other is because of accountability. It would force the person and the other person, right? It would force both parties to be accountable for their choices. One example would be, if I am honest that something is going wrong, but I'm in the same boat, doing the same thing, I'm forcing myself to be responsible and accountable for these actions. And that is not always fun, right? It's not fun to hold yourself accountable. It's not fun to point out the things that are not going right. So when we talk about how women are not being honest to each other, let me give you guys an example. I've experienced this a lot, that when I talk about hookup culture, this baby mama drama going on, the reaction that I get from women is always defense, attack, aggression, just completely all over the place. They don't want to hear it. And I believe that I'm coming from a good place when I'm saying, in general, we as women should be in the position to talk to other women and say, hey, girl, don't do this with your body. Don't put yourself in this position. These could be the outcome, right? But most women don't want to hear it because they are already in that position. They have made bad choices, and they don't want to tell themselves that maybe they might have done something better. And obviously you cannot go back in time, but it would put them in a position of wrongdoing, and they would have to claim that, but they don't want to. So we rather live in delusion and, keep telling the other women that it's okay, you're strong and empowered, you can do it all on your own. Because if I now start telling these women that maybe you shouldn't do this, I am telling myself that I did wrong at some point. And nobody wants to do that. It's hard to take yourself away from the scenario and still give good advice to someone else. And that is definitely lacking amongst us women from whatever country or cultural background you come from. We are just not honest to each other. We would rather live in our bubble, live in delusion, keep lying to ourselves because it's going to make you feel better, right? Nobody wants to feel bad for a moment. Everybody wants to do anything and everything that's going to make them feel good. But long term, is that really making you feel good? I don't think so. In whatever situation that you try to address something amongst women, most likely it's going to go wrong. That's why I've talked about this a lot of the times, that I don't buy into this sisterhood idea, because it only works well when you're following the negative ideas that they're pushing. The moment you start calling things out, trying to, do better, trying to advocate for change, they're going to come for you. So these can have really negative impacts for us as a society, but we just look away. And any example or any area you talk about that, it's just going to be a negative response. You can talk about, oh, maybe we shouldn't dress this way. Oh, maybe we should put less makeup. Or maybe we shouldn't wear these crazy lashes. Or maybe we shouldn't be acting and talking this promiscuous. Oh, maybe we shouldn't be sleeping around. Oh, maybe you shouldn't have given your body to that guy who you're not committed to. Oh, maybe we should lose weight. Oh, maybe you can work on yourself. Oh, maybe you can, learn how to talk in a much more friendly way. Just be more calm. Anything that you address amongst women, you're going to get backlash because now you are attacking their feelings. So I don't buy into that. There are a lot of things that I see that are heartbreaking, especially amongst my community, the Black community. Recently, I went on a kind of like open air celebration. It was a great setup, DJs outside, people outside, enjoying the great weather. But what I saw was just so shocking. I saw women dressing in a way that I couldn't believe this is how they left their home and went out publicly, half naked, literally, clothes completely transparent that you could see it all, boobs hanging out, makeup looking like a drag queen. And some of these women are mothers. So it's not my space to, judge you or go to you if I don't really know you and say, look, but if I would have done that, the reaction that I would have gotten is just bad, negative. I would be the one who is shaming them. But overall, the question is, what are we as women teaching the next generation, especially those who already have children and daughters? What example are you setting for your child? What life do you expect your child is going to have when you as the mother are carrying yourself in that manner? And I don't know, it's just, to me, I think it's just going to be very, very bad. Because when we have women who are lacking responsibility and accountability, and we do know that we as women, we are in the position, in an actually very powerful position, to form and create the next generation, but also we determine how the societal structure is going to act and look like, because we are the ones raising children. We are the ones setting the tone for how a society is going to look. We are the ones actually even influencing both women and also men. So if you look back and you see that women had higher standards towards themselves and higher standards towards men, men would actually follow along because they want us, right? But nowadays, you're seeing that women's standards towards themselves and towards men has dropped drastically. There's no rules, no boundaries, nothing. And then you're wondering why some men are, how you know they used to call them trash, right? How there's no gentlemen, allegedly. There are no gentlemen out there anymore. Well, how do you expect them to be around when we as women are influencing and raising the new men to come? And also we are setting the tone for what men have to do for them to get our attention. Does that make sense? So in so many areas, I would wish that women are more honest to themselves and to others, and actually stop being so caught up with your feelings and look more into the outcome and what is really happening. Because a lot of times we like to blame it on everything and everyone else, and especially blame it on men. But we don't look at what we are doing, how we are putting ourselves in certain positions and getting that reaction from, whatever position we're putting ourselves in. I hear sometimes how women complain how they don't get the treatment that they would like, and, men look at them a certain way, and, always something bad, something going wrong, but they never ask themselves, why am I getting that type of negative attention? Why am I getting that type of bad reaction? Because me personally, I don't get that. And I'm sure there are a lot of women who don't get that, because why? They don't put themselves in that kind of position. They don't carry themselves in a way that you're going to be ashamed to look at. They don't present themselves in a way that, whoever crosses your way is just going to look down on you. And I really wish that for women in general, it's going to change. But I see this even more. Like, it's a very big thing in our community that women have stepped so low, right? And young men are following along because they think it's okay. If women are going to accept me acting that way, then it should be okay, right? But it's not right. I'm really advocating for people to sit down and think. Feelings are great, but there's a time and place for you to, just be all over the place and all about your feelings. But nowadays, anything we do is just, oh, I feel this way, so this should be accepted. Well, you can do whatever you want, don't get me wrong. But just because you feel what you want to do should be accepted is not going to make it acceptable. Just because you feel that you can dress up in a promiscuous way, go outside half naked, presenting yourself in a weird manner, is not going to make it now the norm that people are going to respect you the way you feel. And I know some people are going to twist what I'm saying and saying, oh, just because I'm dressing naked doesn't mean that a man can touch me. No, definitely. No one can just touch you. But people are not going to put you on a high scale when you present yourself that way. And actually, what are you telling yourself? I don't know how this idea of, oh, I am confident has become equal to being naked. I'm confident has become equal to looking crazy, always pushing the extreme and doing things that we all know we couldn't do in front of our elders. But actually, even that is gone. There's no respect for anything and anyone anymore. Not to talk of the respect that you should have for yourself. But anyways, guys, I hope you enjoy. See you in the next one. Bye.